Right. So let's look at some advanced features. In fact, go to the extent saying that these are quite basic, and you should do it if you set up your analytics. And we spoke about how every business needs to first decide what its KPI is, and based on that, it should define what its goal is. And these goals need not be transaction or e-commerce or ROI related. It could be as simple as Praveen was saying, time spent on a site or on a particular article, right? But out of these, I would assume that the visitor loyalty is something which any website, yeah, it's pretty much generic, and everyone would want to understand his
Every website would like to have repeat visit ratio higher than because until and unless people are loyal to your website, there's no point in having a presence on web. So repeat visitor ratio should be high on your website. That's one of the basic metrics which you should look at. If you are a content rich website, then that's the most important point for your website. You want new visitors, but repeat visitors are important for you as well.
Right. I'd like to remind everyone, if there are any questions, please feel free to type it out. Yeah. So let's quickly look at profiles of of Omniture. We'll actually look at Google Analytics in slightly more detail towards the end. But you want to just maybe summarize this slide for the audience? Yeah.
So basically, Omniture is a JavaScript tag-based web analytics software, and the most important factor for Omniture is that the data is real-time reporting, and it gives you quite a lot of customization options, wherein you can segregate you get the entire funnel of how a visitor is starting from the home page till the end page. You can get the entire path of the visit. You can get to see how a visitor is converting from let's say a SEO effort, or how it is different from a visitor who is coming through SEM, based on the different level of segmentation which Omniture allows. Secondly, it's very expensive to use Omniture, and basically based on the page views of your website, they decide the costing, and it's appropriate for larger organizations who are basically into online business, which track online transactions or e-commerce based websites, and need every minute detail of the visitor on their website. So it's suitable for majorly large scale companies who are spending quite a lot on online marketing initiatives. It's important for them.
So is there one big advantage that a large business can have when it implements Omniture as opposed to Google Analytics? Maybe just one.
So the flexibility of data is not there. First of all, Google Analytics, if we compare it with Omniture, then the data reported is not real time. Google Analytics, it's always like a 24 hours delay in the data, and then at the end of the day, again the data gets recollected. So there's always a mismatch. But with Omniture, it's always real time data. It's like half an hour delay in the reporting for Omniture.
Yeah. But that's something which Google can easily plug, right? This real time thing. I don't think it's such a major issue, or
it's basically the amount of user who are using Google Analytics is much more than that of Omniture, and Google need to have that sort of infrastructure available to them, so that they can. There are more than 10 million websites which are using Google Analytics, so the level of data which Google servers have is very huge in compared to Omniture, which is why there is always a lag in reporting for Google.
Right.
That's one reason. Secondly, what Google Analytics will give you is it's like when we say that we want to see how a visitor is navigating through my website, Google Analytics will always give you the previous page and the next page. So only 2 pages they report in navigation. But in Omniture, you can have the entire path. Like if visitor has visited 10 different pages, it will give you the starting point and till the end point, the 10th page. But in Google Analytics, it's only the starting page, previous page, and the next page.
Right.
That's the only thing which you get.
So more flexibility for
Yeah.
for sure, right? Yeah, I'll actually take analytics. We'll take it at the end, so we'll skip this slide. And yeah, so the future is pretty much bright for someone who wants to get into analytics, and some basic skills. And Praveen will be the right person to talk about it. So what if you had to recruit for your team, etc., what would you look for? And I'm assuming ready talent is not available in India, so what would you look for?
So what exactly I look at is somebody who is very comfortable with data, because when you are a web analytics expert, you need to dig into data and take out business insights from it. So data, any software will report, but taking out insights from that particular data is important. So a person who is good with math and is not who doesn't fear numbers is the ideal person. Secondly, if you have a basic understanding of HTML and JavaScript, it's added advantage, but it's something which you can learn over the period of time. But if you know it, then your learning curve would be much more faster.
Yeah, and familiarity with the analytics package that comes with time, and ability to communicate findings, and for you to I'm imagining if a bank is using analytics, it's the analytics manager should be able to convince the management that this is what I think, these are the changes that need to be done on the website. So I guess that's the reason why communication is also important.
So the data any analytics software will report, but converting that data into meaningful information is important, and that's where his ability comes into the picture of communicating well what the data is representing, and this eventually helps in taking business decisions, well informed decisions which are backed by data, which people, when somebody questions you can always show them data and say that this is why this decision has been taken.
Sure. Well, yeah, so this is actually, before we get into the case study, so does it a lot of the people who come to our institute, they actually ask us, so if we are not from the if we don't have any campaign experience, is it advisable for us to get specialized, like do a course or specialize in web analytics? So what would your comment be on that?
So even if you are not from the digital marketing industry, like SEO, SEM or SMO guy, but in today's world, a normal marketing manager of a company would like to be equipped with information about web analytics, because more and more today business are shifting towards having their presence online, and it's important for you to understand that how a visitor is behaving on your website, and then the website is your key identity in today's world online. Right. So in order to maintain it properly, you need to have a strong base in Google, in any sort of web analytics, be it Google Analytics or high-end Omniture. But it's important for you to have base. Rather you are a digital marketing manager or general marketing manager of, let's say, ICICI Bank, who never deals with the online guys, but then he needs to know how is the user experience on their website. Right. And basically to improve the website, you need to know that. Right. So it's always advisable to have that information with you.
Sure. So, very quickly, an overview of Google Analytics. We thought this is the main, this is what a lot of you guys see and interact with. So, Praveen, you just take a few slides on what this is, an overview of Google Analytics.
So, the most advantage, I would say the biggest advantage of Google Analytics is that it's free and it's extremely user friendly. The information which you want to look at is very readily available and arranged in a very proper user friendly way, which helps you to see the data and take insights on that. It's and most of the businesses we see today are running a Google AdWords campaign. So Google Analytics is very well integrated with Google AdWords, so you can see all your Google AdWords campaign in Google Analytics itself and optimize the performance of your AdWords campaigns based on the data. Secondly, you can set up goals which are very easy to configure. Anybody can do it, and based on those performance of those goals, you can always decide on what marketing activities you want to do. Now, Google Analytics has quite a lot of enterprise features. One of them is customizable reports. So based on your business KPIs, you can always create a report segment, with the help of custom reports, and you can set a scheduling, so the email gets to your mailbox directly, and you can always, you don't have to log in there. Based on the report, you can take your decisions.